at Jersey Mike's, watching them fresh.
Hi everybody, welcome to Johnston High School. Tristan Tingley on play-by-play for you. Harrison Prey to my right on color. You've heard our voices all season long. It's kind of an emotional game for us here. Tristan Tingley, I've been on play-by-play for Johnston High School football all season long. Done every single home game plus that playoff home game against Tolman High School. And then Harrison Prey, you've been on the side with me for the Rogers game and the Tolman football game, and it's only fitting we end out the season with a Thanksgiving Day game together, and we go into next season strong, and hopefully we'll be back here broadcasting Johnston High School football on Fans Only Sports Network next season, as that one's brought over the 50, the 30, the 20, 10, touchdown, Johnston, first play of the game. And it's Steve Finnegan, his final game here at Johnston High School, gets a touchdown to start out the game. And sorry for going on long on the opening, Harrison, but Stephen Finnegan opens up with a last game touchdown, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, what a way to start the game. I mean, just went right down the field. The ball it was a squib kick, and he picked it right up and took it the distance. So if you're Stephen Finnegan, I mean, clearly taking advantage of your time last year as a senior, so clearly making the most of it.
So senior Michael Carlino going to go on and kick the point after attempt, looking to put one through the uprights. Unfortunately, Nayari Vasquez not playing, hurt his foot. The last game of the regular season against Narragansett, as that one goes up and through. Nayari Vasquez hurt his foot against Narragansett, sat out the Tolman game where they won by one, played in the unfortunate playoff loss to Middletown where they lost by a touchdown in the last minute. And Nayari Vasquez sitting out this game today as well, and he's on the sidelines for this game, and I bet he's happy to be with his team for the final game of his high school career.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if he's not out there on the field playing, you could see the support and the camaraderie he has with his team to be able to support them, say let's go, all those types of things. So it's good to see Nayari Vasquez, even though he's not in his pads and his helmet and his equipment, he's out there still being a great teammate and being a selfless guy.
Yeah, you have seniors like Nate Smith, Michael Carlino, Nayari Vasquez, Stephen Finnegan, all these seniors playing their final game for the Thanksgiving Classic here today and here at Johnston High School. And then you have all these juniors. Their last game is a junior, and they'll be moving to their senior season, including starting quarterback Matt Clements, will be moving into his senior season with the starting quarterback spot as this one gets booted up into the Rhode Island air. It's going to take a land at about the 18-yard line. Scituate going to bring it back up the other way. Nice tackle at the 35-yard line. 11:43 left to go in the first quarter of play.
Should be interesting to see this Scituate offense. Yeah, it's led by senior quarterback Jackson Thomas Belson. Enters tonight with a 65.2 completion percentage, 1,474 passing yards, 16 passing touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. So a pretty solid season to this point for Thomas Belson.
Yeah, Scituate, a Division IV high school, didn't make the playoffs this season, but able to play one last game on the day before Thanksgiving, or the night before Thanksgiving, if you will, as he's under center, takes the snap, handoff, bouncing it out to the right side, and Johnston's defensive line is there to make the stop with 11:30 left to go in the first quarter of play.
Yeah, if you're a Johnston fan, you just want to see them go out with a bang. Obviously, starting the game off really solid. Stephen Finnegan taking it the distance, and definitely not a surprise either when he's been able to just show out on offense, but on special teams too. He's had great success on kickoff returns too.
Yeah, and the Johnston defense looking to go out strong this season, winning the Division III Middletown won the Division III title against West Warwick. Final score was 49-6 in that one, I believe, as the defensive line is there again to make the stop.
Yeah, this front seven so far for Johnston doing a great job, really just containing these guys up front. Look like the first one there is the interior. Again, you got Armani Arias in there. Nathan Delamorte just takes up so much space. And so far, they haven't allowed the Spartans to gain much ground on the running game.
Yeah, excited to see how the Panthers do here on Thanksgiving Eve as that throw is caught. They're going to pick up the first down and more up that right sideline, crossing the 50 down to the 47 and pushed out of bounds. With 10:01 remaining in the first quarter of play.
Just a little screen pass on 3rd and long, and that's a great play call. You haven't had much success on the first 2 plays, but the Spartans not panicking at all. It's just a screen pass, takes it for a first down. So obviously not the ideal start, but on 3rd down, coming out and getting the first down.
Both teams have their cheer squads here today. And the clock starts. The defensive line is there. As you said, Johnston's defensive line pushing through. As you can see on your screen where it says Mayor Joseph M. Policina Stadium. That's the name of this stadium here at Johnston High School. With 9:45 to go here on the Ocean State Thanksgiving Classic.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I mean, the Johnston offense didn't even go out there on offense, just one play on special teams and now on defense. So it's a great start for these Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers, both these teams playing for a WWE style belt as he bounces it out to the left side. And he's going to cross the 15. Nice tackle there by Michael Abruzzi, the starting cornerback. And he's going into his senior year next season. Michael Abruzzi injured his knee against Middletown, but good to see him back out on the field for the Thanksgiving Day game, last game of his junior year. Good to make the tackle there as Scituate gets the ball inside the 25-yard line down to the 23.
Yeah, really solid tackle. It went low, right for the legs, and that's where you want to tackle these ball carriers. You don't want to go high because usually that's when they can break tackles, and that time Abruzzi doing a good job tackling the running back.
And you talk about Michael Abruzzi, you have to talk about all his clutch interceptions on the season. He had a game-sealing interception against Rogers, game-sealing interception against Tolman to send them to the second round of the playoffs. Guys on the team nicknaming him Mr. INT, just like J.C. Jackson of the New England Patriots in the NFL. Michael Abruzzi living up to that nickname that the teammates are giving him.
He sure is. I mean, that's when you want to ball out and make your best plays and really just seal the game, and certainly done that a couple times here this season.
So Johnston's defense looking strong to start this first quarter or the Thanksgiving Day Classic. We hope everyone had a nice day and hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. And plenty of football to go around tomorrow in the NFL and high school. I know a few big games. Cranston East is taking on Cranston West, East versus West, and then there's East versus West Greenwich. And Middletown playing Moses Brown. There's a few other big games around the state of Rhode Island when it comes to Thanksgiving. It's a good time to have rivals come out and play each other, even if they're in different divisions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time. You know, whenever Thanksgiving comes around, you know football is a part of that equation, and it'll be great to see all the games going on tomorrow.
So the Scituate Spartans inside the 20. Flag on the play. I'm wondering what the call's going to be as Scituate Scituate the first down. Penalty's going to be against Johnston. That's going to move him up 5 yards. And a few bad penalties in the last drive in the Middletown game on defensive side. There's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Michael Carlino and a face mask on Nayari Vasquez that really gave Middletown the push that they needed to get downfield and score in the final minute of that one. But it looks like Scituate's going to go talk to their coaches on their side, and the head coach for Johnston is going to come out to their defense on the side, running the water bottles down there. So it looks like there's going to be a timeout. Gives us a good time to recap on the Johnston season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, heartbreaking loss last week to Middletown, 20-14. But like you said, those little things add up, and clearly showed out in that playoff game, obviously. But they've had a great season, just 3 losses on the season, and they've been a lot of fun to watch, no matter what phase of the game. Obviously, their offense has been great. Matthew Clements has done an unbelievable job, airing it out, and it's really spreading the wealth. Like, there isn't that one guy that he's thrown to. I mean, obviously Michael Carlino leads the team with 271 receiving yards, but you also have Jazeel Rodriguez with 215 receiving yards, Nayari Vasquez with 189, Dean Paris with 199. So he spreads the wealth pretty good, and you love to see that out of a guy that also has another year left, just a junior this season.
Yeah, so it should be good to announce his senior year here at Johnston High School. And looking forward to seeing what they do as a heartbreaking loss. Hopefully that'll turn into a big championship run for the Panthers next year, as that one's run to the outside. Touchdown, Scituate. So that's going to be a Scituate touchdown with 6:56 to go. And it's a 7-6 game in favor of Johnston, waiting for the PAT attempt.
Yeah, I mean, they struggled at first. The first couple of running plays, it didn't really go their way, but once they got that first down and a screen pass, that crucial third down on their first sequence, on the third play of the drive, they were able to convert it, and then since then, the running game started to open up. So Scituate just did a great job on that drive to really not waver and finally come out.
PAT up on the way. It is good. So we have a 7-7 ball game in the Thanksgiving Classic, as brought out this year. Coach Chardo made a Johnston versus Scituate WWE Championship style belt, and that's what the teams are playing for this season, as they're going head-to-head on the day before Thanksgiving. And we're happy to bring it to you here on Fans Only Sports Network. It's kind of a nice thing that I was put on the call for this game. That means I've called every single Johnston home game this season, and going on the sidelines, being invited on the sidelines by the coaches and players was a huge motivation to go, and it was a huge honor to be on the sideline with them. And after they lost that exhibition game to Lincoln 36-7, they won 6 of their next 7, the only loss coming to West Warwick this season. Then they beat Tolman, and then unfortunately the loss to Middletown, but winning 6 of their next, including the playoff game against Tolman, 7 of their next 8 games after that Lincoln loss. That really puts a name under your belt for Johnston as a great offensive and defensive side of the ball program, as that one's brought up over the 45-yard line down to the 47.
Yeah, they definitely, after that one loss, they were able to put it behind them, and since then, like you said, 6 out of 7 their next victories. That was, just a great sequence you'd love to see out of your football team. And obviously Johnston with a stellar football season, and they have plenty of guys coming back. Obviously Matthew Clements as the field general, so that'll be great going into next season. But here tonight, they definitely want to show out and end with a bang. That's for sure.
So Tristan Tingley on play-by-play for you. Harrison Frey on color analysis. Clements does a halfback toss to Stephen Finnegan, breaking it to the outside, runs over a man at the 48-yard line, I want to say, on the other side of the 50-yard line. And it's going to be a big run for Finnegan as he continues his dominance on the ground game for the Panthers.
That's just a solid way of getting him the football, get him to the perimeter, get guys on the edge, and that was what Finnegan did there. We know he's great with the ball in his hands. He's got pretty good speed and get a good chunk on first down.
So here we go. Clements under center, talking to him. He's excited for his senior year, looking for Retribution has another halfback toss. Oh, they're going to go a flea flicker play here. As that's going to be bounced out to the right side, crossing the 46 down to the 45. That's going to get him about a third and 3 to go as Cameron Walker gets the flea flicker out to the right side.
Yeah, that was a solid little wrinkle there by this Johnston offense. Kind of do a little misdirection, come around, basically a wide receiver reverse with Walker, and doesn't get close enough. But again, still third and manageable. You're at Scituate territory now, so solid few plays to start this drive.
Jacob Spinella wearing the number 3 jersey as that one is run up the middle, and that's a first down for Johnston as he crosses it up over the 40-yard line down to the 37. Big blocking by the big men up front, but talking about Jacob Spinella on the defensive side of the ball, making the interesting move from defensive back to outside linebacker. So he's going to be playing pass coverage and blitzing from that outside spot, so you got to look out for number 3. And talking to him before the game, if he gets a sack, he's going to be pointing right up to the camera at us.
I would imagine, and when you're a defensive back, usually safeties can kind of transition to outside linebacker, be a guy that helps in run support, and Spinella's certainly making that transition.
Jacob Spinella, one of those big seniors as well. Clements makes the throw to the left side. No flag on the play, but it looks like he got held a little bit as he threw up his arms after that one. Waiting for a flag. It looks like a penalty. I don't see a penalty marker. Heard there was one, though. So the ball is going to be spotted at the 36-yard line with 4:36 to go in the first quarter.
Whenever the Panthers go into that formation where they bring in everybody tight, you basically got 3 running backs in the backfield. They feel that they can really catch the defense off guard with a play-action pass and trying to get Jacob Carr involved just a little bit too far from Clemens.
One of those things you have to worry about as Clemens takes a snap, handoff to Finnegan up the middle. He breaks free, not quite getting the first down, but brings it up to the 30, so that's going to be about a 3rd and 4 for the Johnston Panthers offense. But you wonder, with Nayari Vasquez leading, who's going to step up into that QB2 or maybe QB1 spot next year?
Yeah, no, it should be interesting. If they're going to go to a 2-quarterback system, I would imagine, they have some underclassmen guys that can always scout in the off-season during summer and training camp and all those things. So still lots of time to make those decisions, and obviously it'll be guys that you want to recruit and stuff, but, you can only do so much.
Yeah, Matthew Clemens looking like a favorite to be the quarterback next year as that run up the middle gets the first down, crossing the 21. Down to the 20 with forward progress. About 3:45 left to go in the first quarter. And Harrison, this weekend we had a huge honor going to Warrior Ice Arena and Harvard to call some prep hockey games for that showcase, seeing some of the top schools in the country and the #1 team in Canada. Yeah,
they were pretty solid hockey games. Yeah. We saw Northwood and St. Andrews go at it, went into overtime. It's really nothing more you can ask for. They were
huge upset in that fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Clemens hands it off, crossing it up over the 15-yard line, and that's going to be a 2nd and about 2, I'd imagine, from where the officials are standing right about now with just over 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Panthers offensive line. You're getting these interior, the right guard. You got Donovan Quinones doing a good job getting to the second level of the Spartans defense, and that's what's allowing these running lanes for Stephen Finnegan. And so far they've been pretty solid on the ground, haven't had to air it out too much. When you're doing well in the ground game, you might as well just stick with it.
Clemens in the shotgun, handoff to Finnegan up the middle. He's going to cross the 10, the 5, and he's going to, will he get in? No, they're going to down him at the 1-yard line. Just couldn't get the reach, but what a run nonetheless by Stephen Finnegan. And talk about those men in the trenches.
Yeah, they've been great in back-to-back plays where they've been getting a great push up front on this Spartans front 7. It's really allowing Finnegan and really the rest of this offensive line to get to the second level, and so far it's been pretty good. Now in a good position at the 1-yard line.
So you talk about big men up front. Matthew Ponte, you got to talk about him, the 6'12", 230-pound junior, wearing that number 70, talking to the coaches before the game. He might be moved to that left tackle spot as his senior year begins next year, as Johnston punches it in for a touchdown. But you talk about that big man up front. You got to look at big man number 70, Matthew Ponte, as he might be moved to that left side tackle spot as he's 6'2", 230 for his senior year. But Johnston getting the touchdown, going up 13-7 here in the Thanksgiving Classic.
Yeah, you mentioned him and really just protecting Matthew Clements' blind side, and that's what the left tackle, that's his main job. But also, when you're running these plays with Stephen Finnegan, the tackles also have to do a solid job as well, getting to the second level. And so far, they've done their job. They've created the push, and so far it's paid off.
So there you see the lineman shuffle as it's been called. A minute 36 left to go in the first quarter of play. Paris is going to hold the snap. Kick is up on the way, and that is good. It's 14-7 Johnston here in the first quarter, and we're going to take a quick commercial break as they get set to kick off right after this. You're watching Thanksgiving Classic here on Fans Only Sports Network. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tristan Tingley on play-by-play for you. Harrison Prey on camera and color commentating as we get set. 1:37 left to go in the first quarter. Johnston just extended their lead from, just broke the tie as that one's caught at the 5-yard line. Here they come back up the other way. A minute 35 left to go. Scituate returning the kick as they cross the 25 to the 27-yard line, with a minute 30 left to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, so far it's really just been, an outburst of points offensively, and Scituate with a successful drive last time. Really got it done on the ground game. Struggled at first, but they were able to stick with it, and eventually they were able to finish with 6 points. So obviously they might mix it in a little bit, but started to work at the end of last drive, so that wouldn't be a bad idea to go with that once again.
Joey Achardo leading the squad here all season long as the head coach for Johnston football. As that one's broken to the right side, crossing the 40. He's going to cross the 45. Out of bounds he goes with a minute 23 to go in the first quarter. Joey Achardo leading the team, and he's got his troops of assistant coaches leading the team this year to a 6-1 record.
Yeah, this Scituate offense is very diverse, running the football or passing the football. They've been pretty solid. You got leading receivers Lawson Foley with 609 receiving yards so far this season, 8 receiving touchdowns, and then obviously through the ground they've been pretty solid too.
Under center with 2 tailbacks back behind him. Handoff up the middle. He's going to try and bounce it back out. Stop back behind the line of scrimmage. And there you see the number 3 of Jacob Spinella at the midfield logo. He's sitting on the outside linebacker spot. Nathan Delamorte, the big man on campus, wearing that red shirt under the number 50 jersey. As me and you remember, Harrison, we were here for the game versus Rogers, as it was a close play, and he did an army crawl to look at that one, as it was about 3rd and inches. He did an army crawl on his stomach to take a look at that ball. Here we go. Quarterback takes the snap. Running it up the middle, and Spinella coming out from around that edge to make the tackle, doing a great job there. with half a minute left to go here in the first quarter of play.
And there's your guy, Tristan, Jacob Spinella, in on that tackle. And previous one, you had Dylan Guernin play that defensive end role as well. So getting great play from these edge players, edge rushers, I would say, for the Panthers. Back-to-back plays where they've made solid tackles.
So that's going to end the first quarter of play. Scituate's not going to call another play. Their teams are just going to go to their sidelines. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and be back for the second quarter right after this. Here we go. Welcome back. Second quarter of play. Johnston in the teal, Scituate in the white. Division III High School State Championship featured Middleton and West Warwick. And a big, and he got him. Wrapping him up. Who was that? That was Jacob Spinella.
That was Guernin.
Oh, actually, that was Guernin. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. Dylan Guernin on the sack, and he did a great job there as a first explosive defensive play for the Panthers here in this second quarter.
In a spot where they really needed it, too. You had third and long, clear passing situation, and Guernin just kind of pinning his ears back off the edge. Stephen Finnegan got there initially, but then Guernin able to clean it up. It's a solid play to get the defense off the field.
So the next stoppage in play, I'm just going to take a moment. I'm sure you Johnston football players might be watching this after the game. I'm not sure if you will. Run up the middle, crossing the 50. There might be a second kick return. And it's Finnegan taking it to the house. Touchdown, Johnston.
Not sure if we got a flag on the play. And we
Might
do.
bring this one back.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what the call is here. We might have this one brought back.
Probably discuss it. It might be
holding against Johnston. Oh, blocking the back. My mistake on that one. So that would have been a huge touchdown for Finnegan, bringing that one back. Second receive. That would have been his second kick return touchdown of the game.
Yeah, it would have been one on kick return and then one on punt return. Stephen Finnegan, just a guy that really just like a Swiss Army knife, can just do it all, and unfortunately that'll be waved off. You hate to have that happen, but I would say great success on the last drive offensively. Hopefully they can replicate what they did previously.
So here we go. Scituate in the white, Johnston in the teal, and wondering, Scituate's side of the field is pretty, they have a small team over there.
Yeah, I noticed that too before the game. It was like, oh man, they don't have that many guys.
Consisting about only 30, 35 people this season, as they were in the Division IV this year. As Clements is going to take the snap back in the shotgun. Throw to the left side, caught by Carlino, and he cuts it back. And he just barely crosses the 25-yard line. But a good positive play for the Panthers, a step in the right direction to start the drive out.
Absolutely, and he's been really Clements' trustworthy guy's go-to guy Obviously not the biggest of players, but he's got that quickness. It's really all you need to thrive well. If you can make guys miss, which Carlino can do, it's a good idea to get him the ball even on screen passes.
Michael Carlino, a big player in that Middletown game. A receiving touchdown on the day for him. Clements hands it off up the middle, going to get the first down and more as they cross up over the 30. They're going to get him the first down and moving the chains for the Panthers. Finnegan got the carry.
Yeah, we have talked a little bit about this offensive line, and saw that time Landon Foucher, really that right guard, able to get to that second level. Obviously a penalty here, so that'll help the Panthers move the ball down the field. But sometimes it can't just go with the skill position players, but the guys up front, they make it happen too.
So it's going to be a face mask against Scituate. As the next stoppage in play, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to all the seniors this year, as they've been so supportive, as I've been their play-by-play announcer all season long in their senior season. As taking the snap, bouncing it out to the right side is Carlino on the screen pass. And just barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. 9:20 left to go in the second quarter of play.
It's a cool little play design. Send Michael Carlino in jet motion, and Clemens just gives a little pop pass. And beauty of those types of plays is if there's any miscommunication, or not really miscommunication, but if he drops it, then all of a sudden it goes down as an incomplete pass. It won't go down as a fumble. So nice way of not only giving Michael Carlino the football and utilizing him there, but also the safety of it being an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Johnston has one of those teams where you can do anything and everything with their offense and defensive side of the ball. You can have a multi-tool team with Johnston, as they've been executing that all season long. The snap, Clements under pressure, fires it off quick. That's going to be a Johnston first down. What a big throw by Clements under pressure, as he had a linebacker right in his face to get that one. Short.
Yeah. We have seen a couple of screen passes tonight from Johnston, and we even saw it from Scituate. And this time it's Armani Arias that caught the pass there out of the backfield and able to plow forward, use good vision, and grab that angle.
So Dean Parrish just finding out. I thought he was a senior, but he's a junior. He'll be back on this squad next year. Same with Ethan Placella. You have other guys, other big names for this Johnston team. Noah Delano, Michael Delorio, Matthew Ponte, Tyler Diodati, and other big names for the Panthers. Matthew Clements, as that one gets ran up the middle, crossing the 50, was the number 4 of Cameron Walker. And that's going to be crossing the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark it at the 47-yard line on Scituate side of the field.
And I like the variety of plays from this Johnston coaching staff. They won't just go in tight, put 3 running backs in the backfield, take out all their wide receivers. They'll spread them out too, and they'll do these touch passes. They tried it with Michael Carlino earlier in the drive, and now they're doing it with Cameron Walker. And a solid gain, you'll take those on first down.
So Johnston about to take the snap. Clements back in the shotgun, has his hand warmer ready to go, as it's a chilly one here today in Rhode Island. Clements throws the screen pass to Carlino as he breaks it out over the 45. Are they going to give him the first? No, they're going to make it 3rd and 1 for the Panthers with 6.5 to go in the second quarter of play.
And when these Spartan defensive backs are giving that much cushion, it's just an easy signal to run these screen plays to the perimeter, to these wide receivers. And we've seen it a couple of times. Michael Carlino, the first play of the drive, got a screen pass, and now we're seeing it again. And as long as these Scituate defensive backs are still continue to do that, then Johnston will very well be content at running those plays.
So here we go. Clements is going to be under center for this one. Handoff up the middle, trying to break it through. Nice big tackle by the big man up front. That's the number 55 of Scituate. Don't really know his number. Carlino had the carry, the number 55. His name's not on the roster for Max Preps. It goes right from number 54 to 56. And that's a problem we've had all season long with the opposing teams, unfortunately.
They're going to go fast.
Handoff up the middle. It's going to be a first down. Are they going to give it to him? They're going to say he got it by a yard. So did he get to the 40? That's the question. And by the coach's reaction, you can tell, yeah, that's a first down for Johnston. 5:15 left to go in the half.
Yeah, and they got on the line right away as soon as, you couldn't find his number, but number 55 for Scituate, when he made that play, you saw Johnston offense get right on the line. You see it again right here.
Flags on the play. Sorry, timeout on the field.
You saw it again. It looked like Scituate called a timeout, and Johnston, they got on the ball right away. They called the play in the huddle, and they got right on the football, and that's what caused the Scituate head coach to call a timeout.
So one of these problems with all the rain today, the ball is wet nearly every time it touches the turf, and that's a big problem for Clements as a wide open receiver, and he is gone. That's a touchdown, and that is Dylan Gernon bringing it in for 6 with 4:38 left to go in the half. It's 20-7, Panthers lead.
We've seen it plenty of times this season for Johnston when they go to that heavy offensive formation, 3 running backs, they'll run it, and then they'll go play action pass, and that's when Dylan Gernon was able to run behind these guys that are selling to stop the run, and that time Gernon able to get behind them and cash in for a touchdown catch.
So here we go. Looks like they're going to go for one here. Finnegan in on the blocking side. He's the blocker all the way out on the left side. Along on the other side, along across him is James Estrada. Watch Finnegan here with the black armband. He got a nice block off there. And that's 21-7 here in the second quarter with 4:38 left to go. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break and be back in a matter of moments. You're watching Johnston High School football versus Scituate Thanksgiving Classic. Johnston has the lead 21-7 here in the first half. (21-7) your score. Ocean State Thanksgiving game here on Fans Only Sports Network. The Panthers on the left, Scituate on the right with the logos. Johnston getting set to kick it off. Michael Carlino going to get his foot into this one. You're watching Johnston Panthers versus Scituate Spartans football here on Fans Only Sports Network. This game has been made since the season started, and it's all been anticipated as someone gets booted, caught at the 10. Caught, run up the middle, crossing the 25 down to the 26 with 4:32 left to play in the first half.
And we saw the first stop on defense for Johnston on the last drive. Got a great sack from Dylan Gernon on 3rd and long. And when you're able to force a team to be one-dimensional, take out the running game, now Scituate's kind of forced to play that right now, down 14. So you want to see these improvements on the defensive side of the ball. You don't just want to see the offense carry them. And last drive on defense, it was a solid output.
Yeah. So Scituate coming from Division 4, Johnston in Division 3. Scituate unfortunately missed the playoffs. As the snap under center, run up the middle, breaking through that Johnston defensive line. And that's going to be a first down and more as he crosses up past the 45 down to the 47. Clock's going to keep running here in the first half. And it stopped because it was a first down. Sorry about that, with 4:21 left to go in the first half of play.
And this is something that has to improve on the Johnston side. Just this front seven, a lot of space up front in their run game. And again, we'll get wins and losses every once in a while. You're not going to stop them on every running play. The offensive line can get a great push and eventually dictate how they want to run their offense. But again, go on last drive. It was a solid stop. Just need to continue that type of play.
As that one's going to be thrown on the left sideline, caught. It's going to be past the line of scrimmage, past the 50, and the clock's still going to run.
And just a great play that time by number 4 of Scituate to just kind of get rid of that throw, with pressure in his face, I must add, and just to hit a check down, get something out of it, and makes it a second and manageable now.
So Johnston versus Scituate, the Thanksgiving game here on Fans Only Sports Network. Two more games going on tomorrow, as LaSalle's going to take on East Providence tomorrow at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. And then Cranston West will be taking on Cranston East, as this game is the only one tonight to be broadcasted by Fans Only Sports Network. Harrison Prey might be joining Tim Duffy on the LaSalle game tomorrow. I'm not sure about that one, but Tim Duffy will be on the call for that one. Tim Yeen and Logan Reed will be on the call for the Cranston West, Cranston East game. As you've heard, if you've been following Johnston football all season long, you know my voice by now. My name's Tristan Tingley. Been doing Johnston football all season long and couldn't be more thankful of a great team to announce all season, as 2:20 left to go in the first half of play.
And you know my voice too. Four games so far this season in Johnston. So Tristan and I, we're the voices.
The big duo.
Oh yeah.
The Joe Buck and I think
Troy Aikman.
I was going to say Tony Romo. That would have been wrong. That was my bad. But yeah, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman of Fans Only Sports Network for Johnston football, as that one's carried up the middle, and it's going to be short of the first down to gain as it's crossed up over the 40-yard line. So when you think Thanksgiving, you like to think football. I believe 3 NFL games will be on tomorrow. Last year's was the Patriots versus the Vikings. That was the Thanksgiving night game, as tomorrow night, I believe it's the Seahawks and the 49ers. I'm not sure about that one, though.
I think you're correct. I think the Niners and Seahawks are playing tomorrow night.
Okay.
But
so are playing tomorrow night, as Scituate's going to take a timeout. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, but whenever you think Thanksgiving, you definitely think football for sure. Every single year it's nothing better than that. So be able to get the family together wherever you are, watch something, and even a big tradition here in high school football as well.
Especially here in Rhode Island, you get the best rivalries in the state on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow's NFL Thanksgiving Day games, half past noon, will be the Packers and Lions. At 4:30, it'll be the Commanders and Cowboys in Dallas. And then tomorrow night, starting at 8:20, it'll be the 49ers and Seahawks. 2 of those 6 teams are staples when you think of Thanksgiving Day football, the Cowboys and the Lions. I can't recall a time in my life where the Cowboys and Lions have not played on Thanksgiving since I've been born in 2003.
Oh yeah, it's a tradition. Every year, those are their games, so nothing's gonna change for the foreseeable future.
Unfortunately, the Lions losing their eight of their last Thanksgiving Day games, as that one's run up the middle, crossed, and stopped at the 35-yard line. Timeout called here again with 1:14 left to go in the first half of play. Well, I keep mentioning it, haven't actually done it, so just go ahead and pull up the roster here real quick for you guys.
But overall, a solid play by the front 7 of the Panthers. Seeing it on the last drive, a sack from Dylan Gernon, and this time just a host of Panthers. You had Jacob Carr, Nathan Delamorte, even Stephen Finnegan got part of that sack. So you're able to get pressure up front, really causing havoc for Scituate offensively whenever they drop back. Obviously, number 4 for the Spartans has done a solid job, even with pressure in his face, to still check it down, but the Panthers making it tough on them, that's for sure.
So next stoppage in play, I'll thank all the seniors for being so supportive of me doing play-by-play all season long, as that one gets dropped back, thrown, and I believe that one's picked off. Wow, that's big man on campus, Nate Delamorte getting the pick. The big man, number 50, gets the pick. And this is his sophomore year. There you see him getting all excited and the guys jumping up and down for him as the lineman gets the pick, and they're jumping up and down on the sidelines as they're happy for the big man.
As they should be. I mean, that is a rarity in football when you have your nose tackle be able to make a play on a screen pass, and we see it a lot with high school football teams on offense. They do that middle screen, and that time Nathan Delamorte obviously didn't rush the quarterback, but able to get in the sight of the running back that time. And how about that for Nathan Delamorte with an interception? He must be loving himself right now.
Final game of his sophomore year. He's always worn that red shirt under his jersey all season long. As that one's run up the middle by Finnegan, crossing the 50, the 45, 40. He still won't go down as he's brought down finally at the 35-yard line.
How about that run? Nothing surprises us at this point with Stephen Finnegan when he's able to make runs like that. I mean, the broken tackles, I mean, you're kind of seeing it now with football nowadays, and you're not able to hit as much as you want to in a given week. You're seeing the results of it. A lot of missed tackles, and obviously a great run by Finnegan, but it's a result of the changing in contact over the years.
Clements throws the screen pass, caught by Carlino, runs it over the middle. It's a first down and more as he gets brought down. No, he stays on his feet. It's a touchdown for Johnston as Carlino stayed on his feet all the way and takes it to the crib for the Johnston touchdown. That extends their lead to 27-7.
We've seen it on a couple times last drive with Michael Carlino. Just get those wide receiver screens, get the ball in his hands, and he's able to make magic happen out of it. And just a great play by Michael Carlino, just not quitting. Again, a lot of missed tackles by the Spartans, but that's just something that they're going to have to improve on the next time they go back on defense.
Well, there's unfortunately an injury on the play. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and hopefully we'll give you the status of the young man when we come back. 27-7, Johnston leads. Welcome back, everybody. 25 seconds left to go in the first half. Carlino gets his touchdown as he's going to get the PAT. Finnegan wearing that black arm sleeve on the far outside for the block on our left side. Joining him as well is James Estrada on the other side. Finnegan diving in, gets the block. PAT is up and no good. Might have gotten redirected at the line. Not sure. Did you see anything on that play, Harrison?
It got tipped at the line 100%, and I'm not sure exactly who that was for Scituate, but they definitely got a hand on it, and that was what caused the failed field goal attempt.
So seniors for Johnston: Michael Carlino, Nayari Vasquez, Demetrius Roman, Jacob Spinella, Cameron Walker, Jacob Carr, Jaden Nolan, Kiernan, Christopher Savetti, Jazio Rodriguez, Devin Lacasse, Stephen Finnegan, Armani Arias, let's see here. Nathaniel Smith, Logan Horn, Gabriel Daya, Alex Fedorchuk, Donovan Quiones, Michael Marfio, Landon Foucher, and Christian Sonner. I would like to thank you guys for a great season this year of Johnston football and welcoming me and Harrison to your school to broadcast your games and making us feel like a part of the family, especially since we've been here broadcasting, live broadcast everything, every game. Harrison's been here a good amount of the season as well. 4 games, so that's about halfway through the season. So we'd like to take a thank you to you seniors and wish you guys the best on your future endeavors as you guys have a half of a game left to go in your high school careers. As that one gets brought up to the 30-yard line. Clock will stop with 19 seconds to go. And Harrison, would you like to take anything to say to those seniors?
Oh, it's been a privilege. I mean, even to interview Neari Vasquez. I remember after the second game,
Yep.
that was a real privilege, and you can just tell that they're a team that has very strong camaraderie. I mean, you saw it with the Nathan Delamorte interception. The whole sideline went crazy,
Yeah.
and so you can tell this is a great group. Obviously, I would imagine they're pretty coachable too. So, obviously they're clearly guys that care about it, and they're certainly going to be missed.
Oh, yeah. Very close-knit family with the parents, the team, the players, and the coaching staff, including us here on Fans Only Sports Network. And for a first season ever doing Johnston football on Fans Only Sports Network, they have welcomed us with open arms, including all the parents, coaches, and players. And us here at Fans Only Sports Network couldn't be more grateful, and we just thought we'd take the time out to say thank you to your seniors, and we hope you guys do well in your future endeavors. And that's going to do it for us to end the first half of play. We'll be back with second half action here on Fans Only Sports Network. We'll be back after the halftime show after this. right, everybody, welcome back to the Thanksgiving Classic game. 27-7, Johnston leads Scituate. Harrison, you have a play of the game so far? I have a good one.
Nathan Delamorte, that's for dang sure. I mean, that interception was something you never see in football. A defensive tackle that comes out really just getting in front of the screen pass, intercepting it. That, to me, was the highlight reel of that first half.
Yeah, one of the things he was talking to the coach, too, I heard him. I overheard them talking about it, right? And he goes, I think that one of the coaches goes, you wanted that screen and I gave it to you and you got the pick on that play. So that was a great thing to hear from them. And Nathan Delamorte on the defense. That's got to be a highlight of his sophomore year so far. Nice kick, bouncing to the 5. And he's going to go out of bounds before he can even hit the 10 at the 8 with 11:57 left to go in the half. Carlino with the tackle.
And how about Michael Carlino doing pretty much everything? I mean, obviously on offense, but also doing the kicking duties. And that was like you said, Tristan, a perfect punt as the ball just kind of sat there, didn't go out of bounds. And that Scituate player had to pick it up and basically take it out himself. And now they had to go 90 yards basically to score.
Yeah, and talking to Michael Carlino at the halftime and talking about that play, how he stayed up. He was hit at the 10, and then his knee nearly hit at the 5, but then he told me he stayed up and punched it in the rest of the way through, and that's a nominee for play of the game as well. As the run goes up the middle, nice tackle inside the 30-yard line they get him. And the linebackers look to be a little out of position there as it's brought up the middle for a gain of about 15.
And just a solid run. The Spartans' offense has been pretty solid statistically through the ground. They have 627 yards from Alex Burrill, 7 rushing touchdowns, and then William Robinson, 447 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. So obviously a running back by committee. They're listed, Alex Burrill is listed as number 11, and then William Robinson is listed as number 21, but obviously don't really see that on their offense. Might be a little bit inaccurate.
So 27-7 your score, clock still running. Takes the snap, run up the middle, bouncing it out to the left side. They got him and crosses up over the 35. They got the first down as it doesn't quite get out of bounds, but they are going to say I think they're going to say he got the first down. I'm not sure. It looks like they might be a yard short here.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be just short. Oh, they're going to move the chains.
Oh, no, they're going to move the chains. It's a Scituate first down. So a big play for Scituate, and they're running out of the gates in the first half. 2 plays, 2 big plays for the Spartans.
Yeah, really just running the football, I formation, and they've had no problem gaining success, getting big chunk plays on the ground. It's worked out so far to start the second half.
So taking the snap, run up the middle, crossing the 40 to the 43-yard line, they're going to say. And with 9:55 to go here in the third quarter, Johnston looking to win the Thanksgiving Classic WWE-style belt that Coach Achardo just introduced this season.
Yeah, it should be an interesting way that Johnston goes about it, their business the rest of the way, and obviously up by 20 points right now, but still like to see them play a little bit better on defense. They've been kind of allowing these big chunk runs on the ground from Scituate. Just need to bury it and move on.
So there we go, run up the middle. Defensive line is there. They're going to mark it 3rd and 2. Clock still runs, under 9 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Scituate looking something to get going here on the offense as they're down by 20 points.
They have no time to waste. They have to go as soon as possible, and imagine They are not going to waste any time, just going to go with their best running plays at this point, and they've been getting success on it, so they wouldn't be a bad idea to just stick with what's working.
So don't forget, here on Fans Only Sports Network, high school hockey starting soon with the Division I. High school hockey starting in about a week. And we will be having an NHL Center Ice package for the cost of $135. You can get every single Division I high school hockey game on Fans Only Sports Network for free to watch after the $135. So it's like an NHL Center Ice package. So one payment of $135 gets you over 75 plus Division I high school hockey games in Rhode Island for the 23-24 season.
And we'll have plenty of hockey games to call coming up in the winter, so that should be a lot of fun. Who knows if it'll be in Harvard or at the Boston Bruins practice facility, but either way, we'll have plenty coming our way. And then obviously high school hockey, so that should be fun to call too.
Remember Hendricken, the defending high school Division I hockey state champions. They took down LaSalle last season. LaSalle looking for vengeance, led by head coach Sean Tingley, as they're looking for vengeance, as that one gets crossed up over the 45 to the 44 for a big run.
Yeah, Jacob Carr gets credit for that tackle, and just a good job just holding the Spartans' rushing attack to a minimal gain, and you like to see them stop the run. If you can take one phase of an offense away, you can really make them one-dimensional.
And the Panther pen looking in full force today for the Panthers on the left side. That's the student section, and there you see the big man on campus, Big Nate, as they call him, wearing the red shirt underneath his jersey. He has one interception on the game, as flags will fly. False start against Scituate, and that's going to bring them back and halt the momentum of this offensive drive.
Hate to go backwards at any point, just these physical errors, a little flinch, especially if an offense goes to a couple of different cadences. Usually that causes false starts as well. But again, they've been moving the chains a little bit. Obviously got to pick up the pace because they have no time to waste.
So here we go. Scituate taking the snap from the 49. I nearly said draw, like a face-off draw in hockey. We've been calling hockey so much recently. I nearly accidentally slipped and said draw, as that one gets a weird type of throw, like throwing, I don't know what you call it, track and field. You have those big hammers that you throw with two hands as far as you can. That looked like one of those type of throws by the quarterback there, as that's going to bring up fourth down with 6 minutes to go.
And just a little screen pass, and the short passing game is what Scituate has gone to a lot, and they've been getting them out of holes, which has helped, but obviously haven't gotten much success now. This Panthers defense kind of expecting it, and Jacob Spinella there on the tackle.
So it's the hammer throw is what I was talking about. Sorry about that. I had to look that one up for a moment so I could understand it better. And here we go. From the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Wow, Johnston is in there quick. Nobody back, and they're going to get it halfway to the first down marker, but not enough for the first down. 5:11 left to go in the third quarter.
Really the main pass play that this Scituate offense has gone to has been the screen pass, and not that it's a bad idea, but you're just becoming more predictable as an offense when you're going to it time and time again. Going to have to find a way to air it out in other ways.
So 4:50 left to go in the third quarter of play here from Johnston High School in Johnston, Rhode Island. And we're going to get a timeout called by Johnston. And we're going to take a quick break and be back in a matter of moments, everybody. back, everybody. 4:39 left to go in the third quarter of play. Dropping back to pass, and they wrap him up and bring him down. It's Stephen Finnegan in on the sack with a helper. That's the number 58 of Johnston. Alex Fedorchuk with the stop.
Tag team on a quarterback that also works, able to not create these evaded sacks. Quarterbacks can be elusive and extend plays and improvise, and good job that time by Finnegan and Fedorchuk to clean that play up.
So here we go, Scituate in white, Johnston in the blue. That was a turnover on downs. It looks like the ball is going to be spotted at the 47-yard line. As Nathan Delamorte on the sideline. So Clements in the shotgun. Hand off to Finnegan, running it, bouncing it out to the right side. He's got more room, crosses up over the 40. And a big play for the senior. And it feels like it's always a big play when you say Stephen Finnegan's name.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can just make things happen out of nothing. Just as simple as that. And Finnegan, he's also good at cutting on a dime too, really putting on the brakes, making these defensive backs miss, linebackers, doesn't really matter. I mean, he has those abilities.
So on the next stoppage, I'll ask you a question, Harrison, as Clements is under center. Rodriguez on the 36-yard line, handoff up the middle. Big man running it up the middle, and he's trucking over everybody. As he goes down, as he crosses the 20 to the 19, and another big run by a big man for the Panthers. So Stephen Finnegan, if you were to compare him to an NFL running back, who would you compare him to?
Man, that's a tough question. I mean, he's definitely kind of like an Austin Eckler, kind of undersized, but, good in the open space, can make guys miss. I would probably give it to him.
Handoff up the middle. I'll give you my answer in a moment as he runs up the middle. As he crosses the 15 down short of the 10. They're going to mark him at the 12, so it's going to be a third down for the Panthers. Clock still running. It's going to be a 2nd down and 2 for the Panthers.
Who would you compare him to, Tristan?
Christian McCaffrey.
That's a good one, too. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. I would probably, honestly, McCaffrey might be a better comparison than Eckler.
Open field, he can juke, as you said, he can stop on a dime, get in those small spaces and break free and break tackles. Christian McCaffrey, a good example of that in the NFL. Hand off to the fullback again as he's going to drag 3 Scituate defenders up for a 1-yard gain. And are they going to move the chains or say it's 3rd down here? They're going to say it's a 3rd down and 1.
Mismatch in the trenches, and that's what they're going to try and do right here.
If we talk about NFL comparisons to Dean Paris, I say Tony Pollard, but it's my opinion on that one for Dean Paris as Finnegan's going to move into a block spot. Clements kicks up the leg. Finnegan's in motion, running it to the outside, crossing the 10, and down to the 7-yard line it goes. 1st and goal for the Panthers with 1:07 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Fullback runs by Armani Arias, running right behind Matthew Clements, and he's been a problem for the Scituate defense. They need like 3 guys to tackle him, and that one certainly being the case there.
So they're going to take their time. Clement's going to go tell his team. If you see that red shirt, you know Nathan Delamorte on the offensive line right now. He's going to believe he's in that right inside guard spot, and he is. Yep, they're going to run that same play again, except the other side now. And off, jet sweep to the right side, crossing the 5. Is he going to get the pylon? Touchdown, Johnson! What a big play for the Panthers, extending their lead to 33-7 with a big outside run to the left side, catching the pylon. 33-7 the score now.
The jet sweep and see a little bit of an audible Finnegan and Arias. They just kind of start out in the backfield and then they go to that wing position on the end of the line of scrimmage, and then this time it's Messina getting that jet sweep, getting that handoff and finding the ankle, getting to the edge, and ultimately getting a touchdown. What a play.
Carlino throwing his arm up just to line up the field goal. Stretching his arms out. Here we go. The snap. Kick is up, and it is touchdown at the line again as it's blocked from the left inside outside linebacker as he ran up the middle and got the tip at the line.
Seen it on back-to-back PATs where the Panthers trying to keep it Carlino, and you get a Spartan hand on there, and that's what causes it to be unsuccessful. But I mean, at this point, obviously it's not that great of a concern when you're up by this much.
33-7 the score. Johnston's cheer team fully into it. Scituate Spartans cheer team in the blue jumpsuits. And here we go, 33-7 with 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. And it's a Thanksgiving classic for the Panthers. It might be a good turnout if they can hold this lead going into the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, they're in full control right now, in cruise control, basically controlling their own destiny. They've been solid in every phase, special teams, defense, offense. Seems like every time I come out, they're able to execute in all three phases.
This would be their third 21 or more point win of the season if they can beat Scituate today. What are the other two? Well, Ponagansett and Mount Hope. If you remember that Mount Hope game, Logan Reed was on the call with me. Pouring rain here at Johnston. You could see it on the broadcast. The turf was all soaked. All the players were soaked. And it was absolutely pouring rain here in Johnston.
Yeah, every once in a while, football doesn't matter what the weather is like. You got to play through it, whether it's cold, raining, snowing. And
from all that rain we got this morning, I would have thought that it would kept raining into the night tonight. So here we go. Scituate has the ball. 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. Handoff up the middle. Bouncing it out to the right side. Got the sideline. Stiff arms a man. Stays in bounds. Flag on the play. Might be an offensive face mask call with 4 seconds to go.
I'm not sure if it was Cameron Walker that was playing corner there. Yep.
Also, it's a face mask on the Panthers. Okay.
Yeah, it
So
looked
that's
like
going to give good positioning to the Spartans. 4 seconds left in the third quarter.
I believe it was Cameron Walker, the guilty party that time on the near side, just taking the Spartan running back, going out of bounds, and yeah, just kind of brought him down by the face mask.
So the end of the quarter, we're going into the final quarter of the 23-24 campaign. We'll be back after a quick break in between the quarters. We'll be back here on Fans Sports Network. 33-7, Johnston leads on the Ocean State Thanksgiving Classic. Here we go. 12 minutes to go here on Fans Only Sports Network. Tristan Tingley on play-by-play. Harrison Prey on color and camera today. As there's going to be flags flying. First play into the fourth quarter. Offsides against the Panthers, as that's the second penalty the Panthers have taken here on this drive.
Yeah, just some movement up front. It may or may not have been Donovan Quinone's defensive tackle lined up next to Jacob Spinella, and so every once in a while they try and get that jump off the ball. You want to have that edge as a defensive lineman to really get that push, and that time just going a little too early.
Nathan Delamorte on the sidelines. He's happy. He has one interception in his back pocket today. If you missed it, he picked off a screen that was thrown up the middle as bouncing it out to that left side. Not quite out of bounds. Clock will still run here on the final quarter of the 23-24 season.
Yeah, that play by Nathan Delamorte was by far the signature play of this game.
That's the play of the game right there, yep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to make that play, that gets everybody amped up, rowdy, and pumped. So you love to see that out of your defensive tackle, a guy that not only just stopped the run, obviously get pressure on the quarterback, but now having an interception on his resume too.
Yeah, and then one of those things we talk about, you talk about Johnston being a giant family as far as the football team goes. What did they do after Nathan Delamorte came off the field? The whole sideline went over and mobbed him and celebrated with the sophomore as he got a pick in his final game of his sophomore year. Flags on the play will fly. 11:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. But we talk about Johnston being that giant family that they are, and they mobbed Nathan Delamorte in a giant hug right after he got off that pick, and that must have felt good for the young man.
Yeah, just a big crowd that they created, jumping up and down on the sideline like you described, Tristan, and you love to see that, especially, an up-and-coming player as a sophomore. He's got a bright future.
Yeah. Nathan Delamorte going in his junior season next year. Excited. He even asked me, he's like, will you guys be back next year as the fumble gets recovered? Matthew Clemens says it's Johnston ball, and it is. And Nathan Delamorte excited for you getting the pick, and hopefully excited to broadcast your junior year and see what your future is here with Johnston football coming up in your junior season.
Yeah, he's got a bright future, and obviously his main job as a defensive tackle is just get that push off the ball, create havoc, take up a lot of space, which he does, and then obviously in the offensive packages when they go, it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, they send him out there trying to lead block, create more mismatches in the trenches. So obviously that's his main goal, but it also doesn't help. It also helps too, and you get in interceptions. So
the Scituate Spartans down 33-7 here in this fourth quarter of play. Timeout called by Johnston, but Johnston looking to just ice it out and win the Thanksgiving Classic belt that Coach Achardo just introduced a few days ago.
They're on pace to doing it. They've been playing outstanding really every phase. They've been able to run it, pass it, defend the run, get sacks, get turnovers. So they're certainly on pace for a successful finish.
So here we go. 10.5 minutes to go. Offense is talking to their coach for Johnston. The 6-1 regular season team won their opening quarterfinal game, beat Tolman by 1. We were here for that game. Michael Abruzzi getting the game-sealing interception. And they had 2 huge fourth down conversions when they needed them most. 4th and 17 from the Tolman 45 that gave them that spot inside the red zone. Then a 4th and 2 on that touchdown play that sealed the game for them and took that and brought them back to within 1. Then the 2-point conversion got them the lead. And then I remember talking to you before that game, or before that play happened. If you got the touchdown on that drive, what do you do to get the extra point or the 2-point conversion? And that was a conversation we had over the broadcast.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it was really risky too. I was like, yeah, I think I would play it safe here, and coaches decided to go for it, go for the win, and they were not scared whatsoever. They wanted to go out of there and win the game, and they certainly executed it.
So the fumble was recovered by Scituate. So they have the ball with 10:21 left to go in the fourth quarter of play. Handoff up the middle. The defensive line of Johnston is right there to stop him after the gain of 3. Clock's still going to run.
Yeah, you mentioned that Tolman game. That was a thriller. I mean, it was just back and forth. Both teams were scoring, and it was just you were on the edge of your seat the whole time. And that was definitely a playoff game. Johnston fans, parents, families, they're never going to forget.
Yeah. That's a big memory if you're a senior beating Tolman by 1 in that game. That was a huge back and forth game. We talk about that one that was underrated during the regular season as Rogers came into this one. That was a huge come from behind win or last minute win for the Panthers back in week 5 of the regular season. And we were there on the call with that one. That felt like a playoff game, playoff atmosphere, and everything in that game. That game had everything to be a playoff matchup.
Certainly did, and whenever you get those games in the regular season, you're kind of foreshadowing what could be in the playoffs. Obviously, if they're not in the same division, then obviously you don't play them. But being in that kind of atmosphere, it helps your football team.
Handoff, bouncing it out to the left side. They've got the first down and more. And brought down at I'm going to say they brought him down at the 17. But clock still runs as he stayed in bounds. So the Panthers well on their way. If they can hold on to the lead, they're going to win that belt that Coach Achardio introduced a few days ago.
Yeah, they're going to finish off with a great season, to say the least. And obviously, heartbreaking loss to Middletown, but they should not hang their heads. They had
especially if you're a senior, you got to be proud of your season. Even with that heartbreaking loss to Middletown, you got to be thankful.
They laid it all out on the line, and that's all you can ask for. When you play team that hard, and they only lost by 6, so it only came down to the final play, and that's what you like to see out of your team. And those seniors, that class, they put it all out there.
Yeah, this amazing class of 2024 senior class for the Panthers has been nothing short but an amazing year, led by great coaches and players and the staff. Joey Achardo leading his team out on a huge bounce-back season from the 3-win season they had a year ago. So 7.5 minutes left to go. Handoff to the left side. Did he get through the offensive line? They're going to say he did, but not past the 5-yard line, as the clock's still going to run. 7:20 left to go. And you might want to, if you're Johnston, you might want to start polishing that belt off and getting ready to lift it with 7:05 left to go.
Definitely start getting it ready. At this point, the game is well in hand, and it's time to celebrate. Obviously, you got under 7 minutes to go, but taking care of business. They've been in a comfortable position, and now it's just time to finish.
Yep. So if you're Matt Clements and the offense, you got to just keep running the ball. You've had a great thing going as that handoff. Nice tackle, getting him around the ankles by the number 2 of Johnston. As the clock's still going to run here.
It's going to be a first down.
Oh, it's going to be a first down. Okay. Tackle coming
goal
from Demetrius Roman, the senior defensive back, standing at 5'7", 145, wearing that number 2 jersey on his back.
Now this is a great opportunity for these second stringers, third stringers to get out there, really, kind of catch the coach's eye at this point. Obviously, the game's in hand, and now's your time to shine.
6 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Hand off by Scituate. He's going to get it. Will they say he got it in? Pushing and shoving at the line. They're going to mark him short at the 1. So a nice defensive line stand by the Johnston Panthers. And you talk about the offensive and defensive line, how versatile they are all able to be with their size, speed, and all that, and be the men in the trenches.
Yeah, it takes those guys up front, especially when you're on the goal line, inside the 5-yard line. It really takes those guys that lower body strength, those legs, to get lower than the offensive lineman, because that's what causes success there. And it's a tall task, but something obviously practice and also starts in the weight room too.
So football season, handoff up the middle, touchdown Scituate. With 5:03 to go, they're going to throw another touchdown on the board. It's now 33-13. So a good answer for the Spartans. And they're cutting into that lead a little bit. If you're Johnston, you can be comfortable, but not too comfortable, as anything can happen. Now Scituate down by 20 points.
Yeah, and for the Spartans, this was a great drive. Let's give them credit because they went right down the football field. Old school running plays. The number 4 of Scituate just getting great blocking, but obviously he did the dirty work, and now it's paying off.
So here we go. And the running back is the PAT holder. That's an interesting fact, too, as the kick is up and good. 33-14 here in the Thanksgiving Classic. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be back with the remaining 5:02 after this. Here we go. 5:02 left to go in the fourth quarter of play. Johnston leads at 33-14, and they're winning the battle for the belt. The title of this game between these two teams. Takes a bounce off the hands. Picked up. Here comes Johnston back the other way. He's going to cross the 40. Going to get brought down. 4:55 left to go. And I think it's now safe to name that Nathan Delamorte pick back in the first half play of the game.
Oh, hands down. I mean, for a guy of his size to make a play like that, not only impressive on that end, but just from the standpoint of getting your teammates riled up and excited. That's something he's never going to forget.
So Johnston seniors looking to come out of their senior season with a win. Matthew Clements going into the quarterback spot finally possibly his final drive of his junior season.
Yeah, I'm sure he's cherishing it, and I would imagine the rest of the senior class is telling him, like, this is your team next year. You only go through it once. It goes by fast.
Yeah. So here we go. Nathan Delamorte back on the offensive line. Handoff up the middle, going to cross the 40 down to the 44. They're going to mark him. Clock still continues to run. 4:45 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and for Nathan Clements, he had a stellar season this year. 13 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, really solid through the air, and the kid's only going to get better. Obviously, you got to be able to put in the work in the off season. Be able to. I'm not sure if they ever do these things, but team dinners is also a big thing too. night before the game that I did in high school, and just another way to kind of bond with your team and create that chemistry. And I'm sure they've done plenty of that this season.
I think the 2023-24 Johnston Panthers will be going down in the history books somewhere. Handoff up the middle as he's going to cross the 45 down to the 49-yard line. They're going to mark him. Injury. Well, nope, he's getting up under his own power. So thankfully he's getting up under his own power. Yep, this 23-24 Johnston Panthers team, very memorable team at that, and very something to be proud of and excited for, to tell your family about that you were on this team one day.
Oh yeah, and they have a big roster. You look at Scituate, very small team, and it's a luxury to have 40 guys on your team. Pretty close to it. Because you get a lot of guys buying in, and obviously you got to give the coaching staff credit. They've been preaching the message that you have to have that voice in their ear to keep their head on straight, and it's led to a season like this that they should be very proud of.
So here we go. Handoff up the middle, crossing the 50. So I would just like to go ahead and mention, if I could really quick, the coaching staff for the Johnston High School Panthers here, led by head coach Joey Acciardo, Matthew Mancuso, Paul Robitaille, Brandon Perillo, Thomas Centaur, Randy Phillips, Matthew Misasiak, Michael Giblin. And that's your coaching staff for the 2023-24 Johnston Panthers. Cheerleading advisor Deanna Gajdowski and Dina Maliz, cheerleading advisors. And the school principal, Matthew Valino, athletic director, Justin Erickson. And I'm sure our boss, Ron Roberts, will be talking to him and signing us on for another season of Johnston Panther football next campaign. As that run goes up the middle. 2 minutes left to play in this Thanksgiving Classic game. Johnston looking to run the clock. Jumping up and down, Nathaniel Smith in his senior year, winning the Thanksgiving Classic, about 1:46 left to go.
I would imagine Ron Robert is having us for another season of Johnston football. There's no doubt about it. And have a season like that, to be able to televise their games, can't go wrong with that.
And the families have been more than appreciative from what we've heard from the coaches. And the coaches love having us for their film, as Clemens hands that one up the middle. And Finnegan, another big run. No huddle offense, and I think that will do it. That's going to move the chains. They're going to run the clock. Johnston football going to come out of this one, I believe. Thanksgiving champions battle for the belt. Looks like they're going to win the game 33-14, and all they have to do now is take a few knees after getting that first down.
Yep, just go into victory formation, take that knee, raise that belt, and celebrate after a great season.
If you're a senior, wear that belt proudly.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you're a coach, wear that belt proudly. If you're on the team at all, wear it proudly, as you have something to come out of this season and put it in the back burner and put it in the trophy case.
Oh, yeah, put it in a safe place where you can look back. Like you said, the trophy case, whatever. Put it in a special spot where you can always look back on this 2023 Panthers football team.
Yep, so that's going to do it for the Johnston Panthers season. They've won the battle for the belt. Johnston seniors, we thank you so much, especially I, as nobody except for you seniors have lifted me as high as I can go in announcing you guys. And it's been an honor to announce you guys all season long. And Johnston Panther football has been a second home here on Fans Only Sports Network. Hopefully Ron Roberts will be signing us again to come back to you guys, and hopefully I can come back and be the voice of Johnston Panthers for another season to come. As for Harrison Prey to my right, I'm sure you've enjoyed every single game you've been with the Panthers this season. Do you want to say anything to the fans out there that may be listening?
Absolutely. This was a privilege to be able to broadcast every Johnston football game. This is a very talented team, really a great community. Do you see everybody get involved, see the bleachers, the support that they get, and hopefully the fans at home enjoyed it as well, you know, covering a great football team, great kids on and off the field, and hopefully we're back for another season.
So that's going to wrap it up for the 23-24 Panthers campaign. And Tristan Tingley for the final time. Harrison Prey to my right. Tristan Tingley for the final time this season. Signing off, your 23-24 Panthers are the battle for the belt champions here in 2023. And we thank you for joining us all season long as Tristan Tingley. Here I am as Tristan Tingley signing off one more time. Thank you for joining us, everyone.